if it's in the air. Like a monorail needs one rail, right?
Monorail. Maybe it is a monorail and it's too far away to see.
But it's going very fast.
Maybe it's the futuristic monorail.
Well,
Zephyr,
this is a long time in the future.
What
so
is Zephyr going to do here? Is it just going to be the Sonic Arrow for the information play and then swap back off? Or is he just going to swap off? Well, there we go. Dive comp versus dive comp. The exact same team comp from both teams. It's going to be straight down to the skill matchup. Let's find out how map number 3 will play out.
Once again, Surge has to start off on attack after picking the map. And straight away, they're going to jump on through. The Winston has the Discord Orb straight on them as well. Dollars maybe will go down here because of that. Still staying alive, looking good. But Sleep Easy does manage to take out the DPS, so that's going to be a pain.
Yeah, Fate was kind of just left all on her own there. Everyone decided to jump in with their mobility. Poor old Zenyatta sitting there thinking, guys, where are you? And they were all very far away. She got picked off early on in the point. Jam Gaming take the advantage, take the player advantage, and snowball it from there. Surge going to need to be a little bit more aware of where their healers are when they do decide to dive in.
Finally, Dollars has to disappear, which means we're going to have to wait a little while for Dollars to come back, and let's go again. Yeah, it's like a night out in Sydney.
Do you know, I spent $40 last time I went to Korean barbecue.
Oh. Wow, Jordan.
That's
so
very expensive.
poor.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see if Surge can make this second push work a little bit better. Keep their team alive a little bit more. Again, deciding to dive in. Fate jumped upon once more by Jam and does go down. This time had a little bit more backup, but you can't do much against Render right now. He is going ham on the Genji, getting all of those resets.
Yeah, triple kill Dragonblade, was it? Or
no,
was
it wasn't even a Dragonblade.
Didn't even need to use
just
it.
Just resets.
Look, and Dragonblade now ready to go. That's actually a little bit upsetting, isn't it, when that happens?
And Fate is saying, I'm not having a very fun time at all on Zenyatta. I'm stopping off onto Moira. Give myself a little bit more survivability with that shift. And hopefully that's going to work out in Surge's favor. But the ultimate out from Render. This might not.
Oh, nice work, Breezy. Well done. Milo takes out Sleep Easy now. And maybe they get this point looking at the first tick. Virginia wanting to jump on the point. Maybe, maybe not. Aita picks up 2. Can they turn it around? Still looking for 1 tick. There we go. Self-destruct does come out. Aita continues to try and fight this out and does. Breezy doesn't manage to pick up the mech.
Yeah, Kazette got dropped at a pretty crucial time there for Surge, up to 89% on the ultimate. But Surge haven't really capitalized on it yet. You want to see them at least getting some ticks on the board here. One does come across, and the trickle is occurring for Jam. Kazette probably just has to back off here alongside Sleep Easy. Hang on to those support ultimates so they have a good chance of holding on to the second point, because Surge is coming in with quite a lot of ultimates available themselves. Milo and Zephyr, that's a big pick. This could be the moment for Surge to push into the second point and come up with a very quick time.
Yeah, they pushed very far forward there and managed to pick up 2 kills. There's 3 as well. How far can they get on this one, Jordan?
Well, unfortunately not very far, because Jam has just shut them down. I thought Zephyr getting that pick onto Sleep Easy was going to open the floodgates for Surge, but they might have just got it a little bit too keen. Everyone kind of going in one by one, and Jam Gaming, the focus fire was very good. And they've stalled that push for the moment. That allows Kazette to get his ultimate available. That allows Jam Gaming to set themselves up on that second point as well. And Surge now, the going is going to get a little bit tougher. If they would have gotten in there straight away, while Jam Gaming was still setting up, there could have been a very fast time, but now they have so many ultimates to deal with, and the Pulse Bomb is one of them. That's navigated very well. Atar not getting anything done with that one. Surge will try and continue the push forward.
Coalescence comes out, up to the top they go, but Render finds Zephyr straight away. Fate bring her onto the site. Render ready with his ultimate as well. Will we see the Dragon Blade come out? Not as of yet. Doesn't need it, perhaps holding strong. 3 down, and Surge should get forced out. Jam Gaming farming the ultimates, throwing out the sound barrier, but really not that much else.
Exactly. Just that one defensive support ultimate utilized. That does keep Jam Gaming quite safe for the next fight in the loving arms of Sleep Easy's Transcendence. And Atar coming up to the Pulse Bomb very shortly as well at 94%. So we saw him use that at the very start of the last fight, or even before the last fight did pop off. He might be able to do the exact same thing this fight. Let's look for the pick.
Atar would love to use this bomb a little bit better than last time. Perhaps we'll see how this goes. Dragonblade comes out now, and Fatebringer has gone down. Render, what can he do? Chasing them down, puts it away. Not really much, to be honest. Sleep Easy's been picked up. Crimson Wolf and Virginia both finding frags. That leaves Jam in a great position to defend this one out, and you'll see them stagger the rest of these players.
Yeah, it did seem as though it could go potentially a little bit wrong there for Jam, but given that Sleep Easy was picked off without using the Transcendence, but Jam Gaming didn't even need it to hold on to that point with. Render did, of course, use the Dragon Blade, but we still got a couple there available for Jam Gaming to hold things off once more. Change up in the lineup for Surge. Milo has gone on to the Soldier, swapping off the Genji, obviously figuring it's not really working the way he wanted it to.
Look at the clock, Jordan, 2:55, so they've lost about 3 minutes so far. They haven't even managed to get one ticket. Hasn't looked that great, to be honest, from Surge. They've had a couple of okay pushes, but nothing that's really even remotely close. Hasn't achieved anything, unfortunately, for them. No. We'll see if Zephyr maybe can do some damage here with his Pulse Bomb. Wants to find a great position, potentially onto Virginia. There we go. Great work and Breezy with the self-destruct now. Sleep Easy trying to hold them back with the Transcendence. But as soon as this goes down, maybe they get this point.
That's a massive ultimate out from Breezy. The timer still ticking away here as Jam Gaming. Now the trickle is going to come out. Let's see how Surge is going to combat this. Their own sound barrier is popped, but Jam Gaming's is coming up shortly. Kazette gets picked off before the sound barrier goes out. He's on 0% now. This is the chance for Surge as they are ticking away, but they're still not getting any points on the board. The trickle is too strong from Jam. Eventually, the first tick will finally go off there for Surge. And Milo, going absolutely ham on the Soldier, does dispatch of the Jam Gaming players. But they still have more to deal with.
15% to go. Milo ready with attack visor. Surely this makes a difference. May's coming out now. That is so very annoying when you're trying to capture the point. Not going to do all that much, however. Gel even finds the tank. And the Coalescence comes out. You can hear tick, tick, tick across the board. Self-destruct. There we go. This is it. This is it. Come on, Surge. You can do it. I have faith. Finally,
there we go.
100%. 124 on the clock. Took a long time, though.
Yeah, and it was really down to that self-destruct out from Breezy, who, might I add, has actually just come in from a substitution. Tuxedo, for some reason, had to go. Breezy's now in, already having the impact there for Surge.
The impact, because it was self. Anyway, don't worry.
I don't get it, but
I thought it was funny, Jordan.
You think a lot of things are funny that aren't. But regardless, Surge, I didn't think they were going to cap that. It looked like Jam Gaming was having a really, really easy time of stopping them from getting anything done on that second point. But Surge, they come away with one good fight. The initial pick out from Zephyr onto the Winston, and then that 2K out from the self-destruct. That was what opened the floodgates for Surge. That was where they started to believe. Also, the kill onto Kazette as he was ulting. Doesn't get the ultimate off. The shield doesn't come across to his team. He's down to 0%. Can't utilize the ultimate even after he comes back out onto the point. And that was another key part of that fight.
It's a very fine balance when you're trickling in, right? Like, you want to get onto the point. You know you need to get there before. Like, if you don't get there in time, it hits 100%. You want to use your ulti, but you want to use it on as many players as possible. And just a very fine balance on the wrong side of that one, unfortunately. Jam looked convincing on the second point until they weren't.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. And that's sometimes how this kind of a map does go. You're thinking, great, every single fight seems to be going really, really easily, but all it takes sometimes is one fight for the attackers to capitalize on and take advantage of your very, very long respawn timers and your trickle. I really think if Kazette would have gotten that sound barrier off, we probably would have seen Jam Gaming holding on to that one down to 0 seconds.
Yeah, it felt like that was the fight, right? They needed to win that fight.
Not the case, though.
No.
Unfortunately for Jam, still, 1:24 is not an unbeatable time.
No, and it feels like Surge had a couple of missteps trying to push through. We'll see whether Jam can do a better job now they're here on attack. Look, you'd like to think probably the team should be able to capture both points on these assault maps, so let's see what goes on here with Jam.
You would like to think that, wouldn't you? But sometimes it's not the case. Atar starting to wrap around the back. The rest of his teammates do appear to be following up, and he's got a bead there on Gel. Gel down on half HP, and Atar just chasing like a madman. Does get a massive pick there early on into the piece. No one dealing with Atar right now. He's having so much free damage on everyone. And this is going to be an easy first take for Jam Gaming as they just clean up Surge.
Let's see how they play this one out. Are they all going to stick here? Do they think anyone's going to push through? You can see the Zenyatta going forward for now, playing it safe. Let's take a look at ultimates then, Jordan. Surge, really nothing to write home about, looking pretty unconvincing there, to be honest. Jam, on the other hand, everyone getting close to 50-60%.
Fate and Gel immediately swapping off their respective healers onto Zenyatta and onto Ana, so it's going to take them quite a while to actually get their support ultimates up. If Jam Gaming can recognize that, they'll just dry push this fight, get their ultimates up, take the next fight. That's a good pick from Milo, but it doesn't really matter too much for Jam Gaming. They're not trying to win off this fight, they're just trying to build up ultimate charge.
Well, they're doing a very successful job, to be honest, with both, Jordan. Ready potentially for a self-destruct here from Crimson Wolf. Will use it onto the site. So many players from Jam now trying to make some ticks on this site. Zephyr probably goes down, does the recall, stays alive. Dollars in the fight as well. You can see Breezy on the point. Maybe Jam is throwing this away, Jordan. Yeah,
I don't think that the self-destruct was entirely necessary there for Jam. They probably felt like they actually had a really good chance off the back of a couple of picks there to get that fight rolling and get that fight going. So they utilized the self-destruct just to buy themselves some more time. If the sound barrier would have come up maybe 5 seconds earlier there, Jam Gaming really would have committed to that fight. But Surge just hold off long enough. However, the problem is still there that Fatebringer does not have that defensive support ultimate up. And Jam Gaming are going to be going for their full committed fight in just a second.
Yeah, it's going to make life more difficult, but maybe this between Breezy and Dollars, maybe it's going to go down a different way. We'll have to wait and see. Is that ready to go?
Not to mention the Nano Blade is available here for Surge, so let's keep an eye on that one as well.
Onto the site, 5:30 on the clock, plenty of time to work with here.
Nano Blade out, Milo, he just jumps right on Render and Kazette. There's nothing that they can do. And Crimson Wolf goes down as well. Milo just going absolutely massive, destroys everyone on Jam. And I think a well-deserved taunt out from him there as well.
Well, Jordan, they say it's like a hot knife through butter. In this case, a hot knife through Jam.
One thing I do want to say, though, is that Jam did not use any ultis in that fight. So, Surge commit a lot there. And it looked amazing. It looked great. Milo was popping off. But Jam Gaming are thinking, you know what? We've just used up nothing, and we've wasted 2 of their ultis. Now, let's commit to this fight and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I think Surge is playing this one out okay. Self-destruct does come out. Finds no one from now. Up on the side is Render. There goes the sound barrier. And straight onto the site, the rest of the team pushes. Breezy's going to be demeched here. Render getting that one. A2's always taking down the Genji. Breezy picked up as well. Pushing strong. The trickle should come out. Lots of ultimates on the side of Jam, though, Jordan.
Yeah, Render is being denied great use of this tactical visor just by not only the Winston, but also the Zenyatta ultimate out from Surge. But Jam Gaming doing a great job. They're sitting on this cap, and they're getting to 4 minutes and 20 seconds with, 75% of that cap ticking away. Surge just haven't done enough in that fight. Jam Gaming, it's kind of just gone fairly easily for them, actually.
Yeah, it's gone pretty well. Nice work coming out from Milo. But this is going to be very, very difficult. Render up the back with the rifle, doing some damage, going strong. Oh, I don't know if this nano boost is going to work, but really, I guess there's not much else you can do, Jordan.
We're starting to see Surge find some picks here in the trickle. You can see numbers starting to favor Surge right now on the point. Maybe they're going to be able to hold off on this one. Atar looks like he'll get Milo here. Doesn't quite manage to do it. Milo gets into the small health pack and picks that one up. Keeps himself safe. Zephyr takes out his counterpart. And Jam Gaming, I thought they were going to cap, but Surge managed to hold off for a moment. And now we're back. It's the eye of the storm, Ben. We've had the first part, waiting for that second. The ultimate's still yet to come up. But everyone's getting close.
Well, here's the thing, though, right? Because I thought between 4 minutes and 1:20, Surge maybe doesn't manage to capture that first point. We're getting very close to 2 potential not first captures. And Jordan, oh my goodness!
I don't even know, like my voice is just not, it's going. Zephyr gets both of the healers with 1 pulse bomb. That denies any kind of a thought of a push from Jam Gaming. Admittedly, they probably weren't really keen to commit to that one too hard anyway. They didn't have ultimates available. It's not a massive loss, but it does buy Surge a little bit more time, some precious seconds, which now we're getting very close. 2 minutes 50. It's going to take at least a minute here for Jam Gaming if they have a perfect fight to cap that point out. So bare minimum for Surge, we're going to see kind of even Steven coming into the overtime. That is assuming Jam Gaming can even cap. Maybe they don't even cap at this point. 2 minutes and 30 on the clock.
Still plenty of time to work with, though. What can they do? Aita throws it out. It's not going to do much, though. Milo with the Dragon Blade finds 1. Finds 2, and Fatebringer takes out Virginia as well. Another failed push coming out from Jam. And now 2:20, Jordan. Let's look at this. Surge is getting to a very good position. And even if Jam captures now, Surge is probably going to be at the same time.
Yep, or better.
If not better.
If not better, exactly. So, ATAR, no Pulse Bomb available. Render, no Tactical Visor available. None of those DPS ultimates out there for Jam Gaming. So getting picks is going to be a little bit more difficult, particularly when they're missing Genji for that dive. And Surge do have Fatebringer's ultimate available. A lot of them actually coming up here for Surge, as Pulse Bomb is there and Self-Destruct will be available. Zephyr gets one onto Sleep Easy. That's a big pick because Transcendence was almost up for him. Let's see if that's going to be enough for Jam to hold on.
They do use the sound barrier, but it's a sound barrier that doesn't necessarily feel all that impactful. Self-Destruct comes out, doesn't manage to catch anyone. Crimson Wolf takes out Breezy as they're out of their mech. And now we'll see how this one plays out. Jam Gaming not really getting the push here that they want.
They really need to reset at this point. They're just sort of trickling in. There's not enough there to really commit to this fight. Though Sleep Easy does actually use the Transcendence. Might have kept ATAR alive there. Render under pressure though. Breezy just jumping right on top of him. Not overcommitting to it. And Milo now, the Nano Blade does come out. Easy kill there onto the Sleeping Kazette. Looking for some more. Winston's not going to be able to do too much against that. And Milo does eventually go down to ATAR there, but he has done enough to hold off for Surge. 55 seconds left on the clock here for Jam Gaming. They really only have time for one more push because of the timers for the respawns and running all the way to this point. Once they get there, there's going to be, 35 seconds left.
It feels like if they get this, they will get it in overtime, and then Surge just needs one tick.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you there. That's if they get it. They haven't really looked close in the last few fights, and this time they do have those DPS ultis available, but nothing behind that. Render under so much pressure here, and there's nothing you can do against a Winston except back off, so he's already out of the fight. Look at this, 2 split fights right now, and that kind of favors Jam in my opinion. ATAR does manage to get the get the pick with the Pulse Bomb, and Render now getting that Tactical Visor off. Good timing from him, does manage to get some impact out of that one, but the Self-Destruct is going to be cancelled by the Winston bubble.
It will, but maybe this won't be enough. Jordan, Jam starting to lose players across the team. Crimson Wolf and Cassette on the point. You'll see the mech come back out there on Crimson Wolf. Render trying to stay alive. Zephyr coming out, finds one. No, Fatebringer's gone down as well. Crimson Wolf demeched once again. Dollars on the point. This should be it. I think Surge wins this map.
Yeah, they do. I think, well, okay, hang on. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. All right.
Okay, so Surge
look, so close.
Comes away with the victory. But when I said I thought it was favoring Jam because of that split, I did actually mean Surge, because they just seem to be getting their tanks on top of the opposing DPS just a little bit more, putting too much pressure on. Milo definitely deserving the play of the game here. Yeah, it looked pretty easy for him, and indeed it was quite easy. Nano Blade on the Genji, so much damage out from him, and Surge deserving victors on that one. Like we said though, Assault does sort of tend to be the map where we see the upsets come out. I do feel as though that is an upset. Coming into this one, you would have said Jam is probably looking like the better team, but Surge, they're really showing a good performance today.
It almost feels like, so if we watch that back, which we're not going to do, but if you were to watch that back.
I probably will tonight.
Probably, after Korean Barbecue. So after that, you look at it, right, and you go, they picked up first point so easily. Jam literally felt like walked onto that point. They do that, then they've got so much time onto the second point. But in those fights where all Surge has to do is trickle, they seem to win those brawls. They seem better. And as soon as you give them an opportunity to do that, to win a match, they pull it out.
Maybe that's where you sort of think the less structured kind of gameplay that we might see out of Surge, being I suppose, a weaker team, is going to favor them. They're a little bit more used to that kind of chaotic fight that you do get in those trickle situations. Jam Gaming probably would have felt like they were going to close that map out, and then once you kind of eventually get pushed off that, you feel really, really awful about how things have gone there. You're like, oh, I hate 2CP, this sucks. We've got to go for another push. How did we lose that? We were winning that fight for 30 seconds, but the trickle was just too strong, and that's where maybe the tilt kind of mindset does come in, and once you're down to like 2 minutes left on the clock, you're thinking, how did we even get to this point?
Yeah, exactly.
We should have won it earlier on.
There's a lot of time in Assault to get tilted, isn't there? Across like 6 minutes of trying to push a point.
That's like 10 or 15 pushes.
Yeah,
and they're all not working. You're like, what do I have to do to actually win this map?
Yeah, exactly. So, one map left, potentially. Let's see if they can even this one up. What's it going to be? Junkertown? Yes, it is.
Oh, you love the Junkertown,
I do.
Don't you?
Everything about Junkertown just speaks to me, Jordan.
And this is the potential for Surge to turn this into a 2 apiece, put us through to our first tiebreaker of AU Contenders. I think they're well within the possibility of doing that. They have looked pretty good tonight, or today, I should say.
Yeah. Look, like I don't know though. Okay, I think Surge is playing very well, and I think that we underestimated them.
Yes.
But I don't think that they can win Junkertown. I think that Jam will be too good.
Okay. Jam is, okay, coming into it, yes, Jam is probably the favorite for this matchup. But map 1, Ilios 2-1, very close on control. Map 2, Hollywood, I would say is maybe a little bit less close than the first map, but even still, there was some good moments there, some excellent moments actually out from Surge. They just couldn't keep that rolling.
There it is, Jordan. There's your koala, mate, right there. Can you see it?
I can see it.
You sure?
Yes.
It's right there. Can you see it?
Where?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but looking at Surge, if they can get themselves on a roll with that payload, get the momentum flowing in their favor, get the ultimates working, get the ult economy working, I can very well see them having a good performance here on Junkertown. But I hope that I'm not going to be disappointed because I'm kind of hyping them up right now.
Yeah.
I think they have the potential to push this one through to the tiebreaker.
Both of these teams can win this map, and
That's
that hasn't necessarily been the case so far in Contenders AU.
What we have to remember, though, is that Jam Gaming did just lose the last map. They got to choose Junkertown. They'll be feeling confident on that. However, they are starting on the less preferred side, or rather, Surge is starting on their preferred side, I guess. Not necessarily meaning that Jam is getting their less preferred side, but it's kind of a 50-50, right? They get the choice of the map, but they're not necessarily starting on the side that they maybe would have wanted. Anyway, Jam's going to be starting off first here, and we'll see what Surge is going to have to answer with in the second round after this one does play out. Again, dive composition out from Jam. That's basically exactly what they've been running. Still no Sombra. Again, fair enough, I feel, from Jam. But Surge, also the pretty much exact same roster. The difference being the Moira.
And we're playing for overtime here, Jordan. If Surge wins, we go to map 5.
Oasis.
Love it.
Haven't seen it yet so far, but perhaps today is the day. Atar trying to get involved in this fight on the Tracer. Getting a little bit of damage out, but it's really Tickle at this point. Breezy might have overcommitted there, though. The Winston does follow up. That is not going to work out too nicely, though, for Surge, as they are starting to get picked apart here. Render having a really good day right now on that Genji, and Jam have managed to force Surge back in that first fight.
Yeah, Zephyr surely goes down there, and he will to Atar. They picked them off one by one, managed to push the payload almost all the way to the first capture point here, Jordan, and a great start coming out from Jam. We take a look at the ultimates across the board. Jam Gaming looking very, very good for obvious reasons.
Surge is going to contest this. Breezy pushing forward alongside Dollars. Milo is involved in this one as well. Diving in is Surge, but it has not worked out too well. Not even really a counter dive from Jam. They just sort of pick apart the dive. And unfortunately for Surge, they can't really get anything done there, short of maybe denying a couple more seconds. And also feeding a little bit more ultimate charge over to Jam.
Yeah, well, you can see both Milo and Zephyr there with ultimates ready to go. But overall, Jam, I think, still in this better position as we push on through. Gel over onto the Moira as well.
Yep. I think that's fair enough. I mean, yeah, it'll work. A bit more healing in those clumped up situations than the Lucio would have.
Atar holding back here, potentially ready for a flank on this attack, seeing how far they can push. How sneaky can they be? And how is this Winston going to go down? Fatebringer in a bad position. She'll get picked up. Nothing. What can you do? The answer is nothing, Jordan.
Yeah, this is Atar we're talking about. He's not going to miss shots like that, and actually gets Milo as well. So, really a lot of work being done here by Atar in that fight. Just catching those lone players from Surge off. And I guess if you're going to play Moira, you probably don't want to be having a fight like that where everyone's kind of split up. Moira's advantage is that she can get massive AoE healing down, and Surge was not really playing around that too well. So I think that was really good from Jam Gaming, but probably poor positioning out from Surge as well. That's going to give them a little bit of a difficult time here. Render charging in, looking for some kills with the Dragon Blade. Not getting too much done. Milo, though, might have a better opportunity, though he only gets one as well. And this Jam hype train is going to continue on rolling.
It is, and Surge trying to hold this this payload back, Jordan, but really all they're doing is trickling. And it's not going to work out for them very well. 5 full minutes now for Jam to push through this last point. It is obviously that little bit more difficult, but they are looking very, very good here. Yes. An opportunity maybe for like a 330 or something. We'll have to wait and see.
Surge really needs to stall this one up a bit. Milo has swapped off onto the McCree. I'm not so sure how easy that's going to be for him, though, given that Jam does have that dive combo and they're executing it quite well. Once someone's on top of you as McCree, it's very hard to do anything about it. And also the Pulse Bomb does make life very, very difficult. Surge are really not playing together right now. They're going in one by one, they're getting picked off, and they're continuing the fight. They're not backing off and resetting. Jam is having the easiest possible time of pushing this payload forward, and it's essentially been uncontested from the start.
It has, Jordan. It's not see you later, it's see you later, because he's playing so very well there on that Tracer and has made some huge plays. Coalescence finally an opportunity for this one to come out. They're going to fight off the payload, which is better here for Surge, but Jam has had the advantage all the way through this map, and Fatebringer goes down very early in that fight.
Yeah, Fatebringer continually getting isolated here by Jam, and there's nothing that she can do on her own there. Needs some backup from Surge, or needs to be jumping into the middle of that fight alongside the rest of her teammates. And unfortunately for Surge, this is a recurring problem, and Jam is making great use of it. Surge might not even be able to contest this one. Let's see if Winston can get on there. Yes, Dollars does. Atar somehow goes down there. Not sure what happened, but Render might be able to salvage this one for Surge as he's got that Dragon Blade going. 2 picks there for him. Crimson Wolf looking for some more, and another one for Render. The self-destruct is out there as well. That's going to de-mech Breezy, but a counter self-destruct is there. Doesn't matter. Actually makes it easier for the Baby Diva to die, and Jam Gaming secure a very, very fast first push.
323, they're going to be very happy with that. They had a great first third, an almost even better second third, and then coming around the corner of the last third of the map, looking very, very smart, I must admit. So this is going to be difficult for Surge. Not only will it be difficult based on that time, I'm not even sold that they're going to make it to the end.
No. Look, at the start of this map, I was thinking, you know, Surge might have a fairly good chance here, but Jam just looked absolutely dominant on that first half. They've put up a really, really good time, and I have to agree with you, Ben. I think that Surge are going to struggle to, if they can even match that, or let alone fully camp out here, I think it's going to be really tough for Surge. But let's see what they're going to go for here. Is it going to be the pirate ship?
Is this it's like a nightclub, you reckon?
Yeah, it looks like a pub, bar. More of a bar, I guess.
Yeah, it's got lights though, but no DJ that I can see, just a guitar.
Guitar.
Can you play guitar?
No.
Can you play any instrument?
I can play a recorder.
Really?
Poorly.
Did you learn that at school?
Yep.
I feel like everyone in Australia learns the recorder at school, right?
That's all I can play. Maybe Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars.
Yeah? What about Advanced Australia Fair?
Not on the recorder.
Yeah, okay. Me neither. Sneak inside. Not doing much sneaking, really, are they?
No, they're coming in all guns blazing, and perhaps one of those guns is going to be a Bastion. Gel has also decided to go onto the Widowmaker, which is quite effective on this first point. Haven't seen too much Widowmaker out of this matchup. There is no corresponding Widowmaker on the side of Jam Gaming. They're still sitting on that dive composition. That's pretty much been their go-to throughout this entire day. But Surge changing things up. And I think they probably needed to change things up because what they've been doing so far on Junkertown hasn't worked. But on the attack now, let's see how they are going to go. Looks like they have got that payload nicely set up.
Yep.
Waiting for Winston to get on it, or rather Bastion to get on it.
Bastion does manage to get on top of the payload, and Zephyr does find both of the tanks. There we go, Genji goes down as well. Zephyr doing huge plays up here. How far can they push before the resets come out? That's looking very, very nice from Surge, and once you get the Bastion on the point, makes life very difficult. We can see any changes coming out. Not by the looks of things. We saw the Orisa quite useful for getting the Bastion off the payload a little bit earlier. Not today, however.
Now that Jam Gaming know there's a Bastion, you know, they probably were a little bit surprised at the start there, but now that they know that, they're going to have an idea of how they want to counteract this. So their dives are probably going to be a little bit more coordinated. You can see that all of them jumping in there. Zephyr under a lot of pressure, but the heals just too much. He does not have to worry about anything but shooting. Really, really good stuff here from Surge, protecting their Bastion quite nicely. Eventually, he will go down. So that could be the problem. This could be the opening that Jam has been looking for. Pulse Bomb, not going to get anything done there by Atar, but Breezy now has the nano boost available. There is a ulting Genji, and he's got a couple of shots out onto him, but can't get the kill. Jam Gaming look like they're going to strongly hold.
They will indeed, and Jordan, the problem with the pirate ship, as soon as you're knocked off into the water, it is very difficult to get back on. So I'm not sure what the play here from Surge is. Zephyr, you can see tank form. That's maybe the reason while still on Bastion. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out.
Yep, I think that probably is it. If this push does not go as planned for Zephyr, he's probably going to be swapping off onto something like Tracer. We'll see what happens then, but here is the tank form out for Surge. Not sure this is going as planned. Crimson Wolf doing great work, denying so much damage. Defense Matrix doing a huge amount of work, but Zephyr has set himself up now. The dive does come in. Winston jumping on top of a Bastion. Not a fun time, but Render is there to back him up. It does take down the Bastion. Maybe a Mercy wouldn't have been a bad choice here from Surge instead of the Ana to resurrect the Bastion, because for now, it's not working, and in fact they decide to swap off the Bastion onto the Tracer as expected. That fight not going their way. Jam doing a great job of holding on.
No. So Fatebringer and Milo both with the ultis ready to go. Jam with one more, and two of those being those very useful support ultimates. So 120 on the clock. Not looking so great. A couple of fights left to go here for Surge. The potential, however, for them to get picked up here on the very first point, Jordan. What can Fatebringer do? Can she stay alive? That's the real question.
That really is, isn't it? Is she going to be forced into the Transcendence? No, she decides to hold on to it. Jam Gaming, they've successfully held off another push. Now, that one was not a full commitment, really, from Surge. Going to expect to see that one coming out in the next one. That might be the last fight for Surge. They might need to make this one work.
50 seconds remains. Jam, 3 ultimates still ready to go. They don't have to get it very far. They just need to win half a fight and then push through.
But already they've used up so much time, even if they can push through into this first cap.
It's true.
Jam Gaming has still done a really good job holding off long enough, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on Surge in the late stages of this and into overtime if they can even get there. Zephyr now looking for some picks with the Widowmaker, not finding anything as of yet. Almost gets the D.Va demeching, but not quite going to happen. Now Milo coming onto the Genji has been looking good, but destroyed by Render. And the Pulse Bomb available for Atar here as well, just in case it was needed. Though I suspect it probably is not, as Surge have dropped so many players here, and they might not even be able to secure overtime at this point.
Nope. 1 second left, and they'll do not much with it, unfortunately. But for Jam, congratulations. 3-1, Jordan. They pick up Junkertown 2, and do so very convincingly. That was some great play coming out of them, both on attack and defense. Looking extremely good here up against Surge.
Yeah, definitely. Surge just dropping the ball towards the end there. I mean, they did what they could. They tried to go a little bit cheesy with the Bastion strat. When it doesn't work, it doesn't work, you know. So unfortunate there for Surge not being able to push us through to the tiebreaker. I would have loved to see our first one of the season, but of course, congratulations Jam picking up their first win of the season. 3-1. Overall, the scoreline 3-1. That's actually pretty good for Jam.
Yeah.
I do feel as though Surge really contested them quite hard, though. I think that Jam was made to work for that win.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are things in this game that for both teams are very positive. Obviously, Jam coming out with the win. That Junkertown match was very one-sided. They played extremely well there. On the flip side, for Surge, they picked up Hanamura, did so quite well. Some of those other maps they played very well as well. So all in all, I think both teams can come away with this and go, we take away a lot of positives, some negatives, but overall I feel like there's growth.
Yeah, I think Milo looks really, really good today as well for Surge. Obviously was enabled quite a bit by his teammates. A lot of ultimates going on to him, you know, nano boost and that kind of thing. But he utilized them quite well. So I think Surge is playing pretty well around Milo. Overall, though, I think Render looked a lot better today for Jam. You know, I was kind of a little bit critical about his Sombra play last week. And I think it worked out a lot better having him on the Genji majority of the time as opposed to the Sombra.
Quite convincing on that Genji.
Very, very good on the Genji. Atar looked pretty good today as well, really working those picks on the Tracer. Don't think we ever really saw him get off it. And across the board, like it just seemed like the dives for Jam Gaming were a little bit better coordinated this week than they were last week. So I think they were in a better mindset this week, and hopefully we're going to see that continue throughout Contenders for the next few weeks.
Yeah, as they start to play more consistent games, as we start to lock down some of these rosters, they play together for longer, they play against the same rosters for longer, they should theoretically get better and better. And Jam, congratulations on the win. Very well played.
Yeah, definitely very well played. Hopefully Surge going to take some heart in that one. Again, I don't think they played too poorly there. They were just a little bit outskilled at the end of the day. I mean, it's going to be tough for them, I think, now going forward, because Jam Gaming was, I suppose, one of the weaker teams in that that Group B. I guess we have to see how Alter Ego goes and that kind of thing. And obviously Masterminds, we kind of know where they're going to be sitting. But that was probably the best opportunity, I almost feel like, for Surge.